Good afternoon. Welcome to this fifth day, sixth day, seventh day of GSE conference sessions. Today's session is 3AY, and please remember to provide feedback for the session on completion. We do use that information both to provide to Mohammed, but also for us to understand requirements of people for next year's conference. Please, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat, and I will relay them, and then we can deal with any others at the end of the session. Okay. Yeah, did feedback, did everything. Yeah, I think that's everything I've got to say. So I'll pass it over to Mohammed, who I'm sure has a lot more to say. Mohammed.
Thank you, Anna. So hello, everyone. We have a focused audience here. So thank you for joining me and taking the time to go through the roadmap session of Broadcom CA OPSMVS. This is a normal roadmap session. Please, at any time, stop me, put your question in the chat, and I'll answer it on the fly rather than staying till the end. It's kind of focused group this session. I'll be short and crisp. I hope this will be a good session for you. I'll just go forward, but before doing this, I will actually stop my video because of the low bandwidth that I have here. All right. So what to expect in this session? We'll go through an overview of OPSMVS, then to speak about the roadmap. That means the delivered and planned items, and eventually the Q&A. As I mentioned, I hope that you'll ask your questions on the fly. Usual disclaimer, it contains roadmap related items, so please, this is for your information session. I'll start by just letting you know that we moved totally OPSMVS 14.0 into the continuous delivery model. What that means? It means that right now you can have, we will have one feature or one PTF for each feature. And actually, you don't need to have all the features for you to get the latest one. Right now, we will publish all the features as disabled when possible. And based on your pace, you can turn them on or off. So that is one big advantage about the continuous delivery model there. As well as we are separating the fixes from the features. And every now and then we will send you a level set PTF that actually it will be mandatory because there will be some kind of infrastructure changes in the core of the product. And we need the level set PTF to have the new features above it. That's in a nutshell, the continuous delivery model. It's not only OPSMVS, this is initiative across Broadcom. We are migrating all of our products to this model. OPSMVS, for those who you don't know what is this product, so it's called OPSMVS Event Management and Automation, which actually means that you can use this tool for managing your Mainframe environment, all the kind of event going through this, utilizing the automation, so our in-house OpsRex language, to do your automation tasks, whether it's starting up, shutting down the Mainframe systems, or for disaster recovery solutions when you need to move some systems, or turn off some LPARs and go with high available solution into other LPARs. Who uses this product? Our main personas are, they vary between system admins, between the operators staff, as well as your system developers. They will be basically the ones who are writing the scripts for you. A very important thing for you to know that the modern GUI's approach, the modernization, is essential for us. There is big investment there. These tools, we need to make them more user-friendly, and easier to use. So you'll see that we have actually a lot of efforts going into the world of web development and the modernization. This is a one slide that contains the delivered item within OPSMVS 14.0, plus the planned items that we have for OPSMVS and its future. So I'll start with the delivered part. OPSMVS went GA, so you can actually right now get the 14.0 release. I recommend you to get your hands on it. Start migrating to this new release, because it will witness a lot of stuff that I know, because I spoke with a lot of you, that you need this stuff and you're pushing us to deliver it for you. So I recommend you to go to this new release as soon as possible. What we implemented with 14.0, we had multiple community ideas. So our community is active community, and actually when you go and post an idea there, the length of the resource name character, as well as the authorization for the target system cross system operations. This was also highly needed. Plus, having the ability for operator comments authentication per the IBM SSI standards. The
Mohammed,
OPS yes, please go ahead.
we lost your audio for a short while. I'm not exactly sure what we lost, but it was soon after.
Did you hear the security?
I'm not sure that we did.
Okay, so actually that's where I was. So I was saying that we have active communities where people can post ideas there and vote for these ideas. Based on this, we decide what to implement from these ideas. It affects our roadmap, and for that we did deliver the security enhancements regarding extending the resource name characters, plus security authorization cross system, and meeting the IBM SSI standards for operator command authentication. The ops log, we added right now the descending sort ability. Actually, ops log is witnessing a lot, so keep an eye there. There will be a lot of new stuff happening in this area. I mentioned that the modernization and the user interface enhancements are a big part of our go-to-market plan. For this, MTCA, which stands for Mainframe Team Center Automation, is ongoing investment for us. Recently, within OPSMVS 14.0, we actually updated all the framework to up-to-date precision framework. It's our own tool, and that means these UIs meet the up-to-date state-of-the-art UI standards. We added, based on your requests, the ability to save user preferences. That means whatever filters you'll set, if you leave MTCA and go back to it, you'll be able to stay with the same view that you set for yourself. We also added the ability to display the move mode for system state manager resources. You can see this as a truck icon next to the resource, as well as the simplified SSM operations and dependency analysis. What's this? This is a resource, prereq and subrec tree, visual representation of this tree. This request is a long-living request from OPSMVS users and customers. For that, we added this as our first visual representation. It's a topology view of this resource. What are the prerequisites for it to be up, and what are the sub-requisites for it if you want to shut it down, what you should shut down first. We added these two trees, and I'll speak a little bit about what we are planning yet in the system topology area. Eventually, we added the ESM federated security. That means right now you can authenticate your users across your system, regardless what is the security tool that you use to authenticate. Anna, I need to double check with you. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. For some reason, things changed in my view, and I was like, oh, I'm disconnected. All right, I'll continue. Other part where a lot is happening is the automation point alert manager. So with this alert manager, we did deliver this around a year ago, and a lot of requests and feedback from you came back to enable this alert manager even more. So for that, we added the ability, actually it's horizontal scaling for multiple server connectivity. So right now you can use this alert manager across your automation point instances. If you don't know what automation point is a component of OPSMVS that runs on Windows. It does provide for you different components. I have a kind of chart that I'll go a little bit in details what you can get from automation point. But if you are speaking about the alert manager of AP, we added the ability for multiple server connectivity, the high availability in one-touch kind of approach. You can identify your primary server and secondary server, and they will take over each other's in case of something wrong will happen, all automatically. We added the concept of custom columns to the alert. That means why we did this. Actually, we figure out no matter what alert structure we will put for you, you still, based on your needs, you will need some extra information shipped with this alert. So we added the concept of custom columns. That means you can define these columns as you like and ship with them any data that you want to ship with an alert. We did enhancement in the performance based on your reports. So right now we go with we are able to actually deal with hundreds of thousands of alerts per day without performance issues. We added recently the analytical dashboard for this alert manager. This is kind of statistical place that you can have on a glance view of how your system health is doing, what are the alerts in different views that you go and create. You separate these views based on the resources that you have and the systems that you have. That means you can separate production from testing. You can separate customer A from customer B, or based on geolocations. The idea is you can create your own views, and under these views, you define the resources that you want, and we will give you information about how the alert view looks like in this given systems. I mentioned that we are right now fully operational with the continuous delivery model. I will not go through this again, but if you have any information regarding what that exactly means and you want to go through more details, please feel free to reach out. And finally, I put it there because actually a lot happened in the web-based training area. So we have web-based training courses for OPSMVS, and recently we added one for Automation Point. It covers a lot of it, and actually it's easy to digest. So if you want to train your staff or even increase your knowledge, I recommend you to log into our learning portal and take a look at these web-based trainings. Okay, this was all delivered items. To speak a little bit about the planned items. So the very next thing that will happen, actually it will happen somewhere in November, maximum at the beginning of December. We are going with the OPSMVS Automation Point 11.7. It's going to be beta release. You'll be able to get it from our validation program, which you'll receive notification as soon as we publish this beta release. That means you can validate what we did there. You can give us your feedback and help us building the GA release of Automation Point 11.7. In the area of Mainframe Team Center automation, there are a lot to happen there. the system resource tree. So we did deliver the prereq and subreq for a given resource, but also you requested from us to give you a tree visual representation in a tree mode for the system itself. This will be our next delivery in the system topology area. This will be focused on this system and all the resources underneath it, and what are the also prerequisites for these resources. Why we did not deliver yet this this feature? Actually, the main reason is that we got into the point that we might end up with tens of thousands of resources under one system with their prerequisites. And we are right now validating with you how you expect this to be and to look like, because as I'm seeing it, it's really not usable to show you tons of data. So we are validating this, and it will be our next delivery for the Mainframe Team Center automation. The very next thing in MTCA that will happen is allowing you to change the system state resource status and desired status directly from MTCA. So that means you have all your system resources listed in one place, and you can actually change their status directly from there by mouse click without the need to log into your mainframe SSM and do that from there. So we are giving you this really user-friendly tool to start interact with MTCA. Allowing the rule editing and manipulation. By manipulation, I mean stopping a rule, starting a rule, or restarting a rule, and actually, as well as validating with you the need for editing the rule text directly from MTCA. So this is also planned item for us. Expanding the search inside this rule. So if you want to search for a specific command or specific link, we need to scrap the text of the rule, not only the name of these rules. So to leverage our search engine there. Adding more parameters. Currently, we show you the rules content. You asked us to also show the rec script, the global variables and parameters, and whatever automation point does provide. There is big interest in the remediation of alert to recommend for you some kind of acts. There is army of teams, I can tell you, working on this. Stay tuned. We are competing there. So the remediation recommendation for alerts is absolutely on our roadmap. I mentioned at the top of the planned items that we are going within automation point 11.7 beta release. Actually, this beta release will include the notification manager voice over IP that supports the GSM gateway. This is for sending notifications, making telephony calls, and interacting with what you receive, whether it's a text message or a phone call. You can actually proactively deal with this kind of notifications to do some actions. We use to support the dialogic cards, and within 11.7, we'll keep our supportability to the dialogic cards, but we're also adding the voice over IP technology because this is available in the market for you. Also, within automation point 11.7, you will have the new modern console consolidation and management tool. We call it the console manager. The console manager will allow you to have the remote access and the console consolidation capabilities from the web browser. It will be totally integrated within MTCA, and I'll try to clarify in the next slide what you get from what and what is dependent on what. But I can tell you in advance, you can have the console manager up and running. If you are only interested in the remote access and console management, you can have the console manager up and running without any prerequisite of anything else. On our roadmap as well is to reduce the system downtime with one push button automated IPL. Currently, you can utilize automation point to do the one touch IPLing button, but actually there are pre-configurations you should put in place before this solution will be ready. What we want to do is to ease this process and make it not that much complicated to set up an automated IPL using the automation point option. Finally, when it comes to OPSMVS core, we have the system state command interface, which
Mohammed, we've lost you again.
is on our roadmap for you.
We lost you again.
Oh,
Just that last part. You started to explain something.
okay. So I just wanted to say, actually, that goes to the OPSMVS core functionality. We are going to enhance the system state command interface. I have a lot of wish listed items there from you to add more controls and commands. We are going to do this. It's in our roadmap, as well as an RDF table on the sysplex level. This is in our roadmap. I guarantee for you that we did not lose sight on this. It's still there, and we know that you need it. Okay, I'll move forward. I just wanted to share with you the infrastructure of Mainframe Team Center automation, what you get from where. So MTCA is web application. It's OPSMVS web application. You can see here that there is the left side and the right side of this screen, which means from OPSMVS, you can get the rule manager and system state manager under MTCA. From automation point, you can get the alert manager, the notification manager, and the analytical dashboard coming from automation point. All of this can go under the MTCA umbrella. However, there's no dependencies. You can have the left part without having the entire automation point installed in the first place. You will lose all of its components, but still you'll be able to get the rule manager and system state manager. The same thing applies for the right part. You can get alert manager, notification manager, and the dashboard without having ops installed in the first place. Of course, it makes sense to have all of them together because they tell a story or they solve a problem all together. But if you want to utilize a specific components and you don't have the interest in others, we did not make any prerequisites between the two pieces for you to have. So there are no dependencies. You can have rule manager and system state manager or alert manager and notification manager, of course, and you can have all of them. We are there to help you in understanding this more and to enable you in installing MTCA. We have an expert team actually, and right now, if you come us with a request, I highly doubt that you'll surprise us with any issue that you have. We'll be able to help. Okay. To speak a little bit about the planned features, like nothing new of what I mentioned previously, but to repeat it again, there will be a topology for the system level. We did not lose sight about this. We are going to allow you to click on one system, then list for you in topology view with connection between these resources, all the three for this given system. This is right now under validation, and you will, if you are interested in be part of the validation, please reach out. I'm right now preparing for the validation campaign, and I would love to hear from you your thoughts and opinion regarding the topology for the system level in MTCA. The automation point console manager option, I mentioned this is going to be web application. You'll be able to do console consolidation and remote access using this console manager. It will be integrated with the MTCA, as well as we are moving forward, a lot of the shops utilize the console management to catch error messages, WTRs, or even WTOs, to raise this to alerts. So that means it would make all the sense if we will have a full integration between the console manager and the alert manager. That means to tell you that this console generated 10 alerts, 6 of them are still open. And in the alert manager review, to tell you that the alert manager has 6 alerts coming from this session. Do you want to open this session and interact with it? So it will be two ways integration. MTCA in edit mode, that's what I'm calling it. So right now you can use MTCA to view stuff. It's kind of FYI and management tool. We are going to enable you to do actions there. The first thing will happen that you'll be able to change the status of your system state resources. But this will not be the last by any means. We are moving forward there to open MTCA into the interactive mode, and you'll witness that we will go through the system state resources to enable you to do stuff from there, to go to the rules, whether scripts, I mean the actual content of the script, or the status of these rules. All the kind of interaction will make it possible from MTCA. You can imagine how much this is big effort. So it will be incremental. And I had to divide it to different options. So the first one will be the system state resources statuses. So keep an eye there. Automation Point Alert Manager. A lot is happening, and we are going to even leverage this way more than it is right now. If you had the chance to take a look at the Automation Point Alert Manager, I promise you are going to love what's happening soon. We learned from you about
We've lost you again, Mohammed.
a lot of stuff happening there.
We lost you again, just for the last 10 seconds, 20 seconds.
Okay. I'm so sorry for what's happening. Again, it's home internet. I was just saying, keep an eye on the alert manager. If you had the chance to work with it, you are going to love what's going to happen there. I'll keep it as a teaser. If you want to know more information about what we are doing there, please reach out. We met with a lot of you, asking you about your operation staff day-to-day issues and how we can help them with more information. What is an operator who's working on critical alert, what they really need to resolve this alert, taking in consideration they never saw this alert before and they lack the experience. We are enabling them. The alert manager was our first step, and right now the user enablement, the operator enablement is on our radar. You'll witness a lot of announcements and stuff happening there. This is a list of all the planned items. Nothing here I did not cover, and you'll be able to get your hands on the PDF of this session. So I just put it there as FYI. The under consideration features, to be totally honest here, I put it under consideration because right now it's not highest priority in the roadmap, but it's still in the roadmap. We are going to do work there. The COVID pandemic was not easy on us as a lot of other shops. I took actually some hits regarding different teams, and we had to react. Anyway, it's still on our radar to add more commands and more controls for our system state manager interface. There will be a new enablements there. I have your list. We will be working on it. Plus the RDF table on the sysplex level. that makes all the sense to have. I'm on board with you. I see the value there, and it is on our roadmap. We are going to provide this for you in the upcoming future. With that, and with the terrible internet connection that I have, actually I reached the end of this session. As I told you, I try to be short and crisp. So right now it's actually about your questions. If there is any, I would be happy to hear from you.
Okay, thank you. I've allowed everyone that's in this session with you, all the participants, to unmute themselves if they wish to ask any questions.